guys, welcome back to a new video. It's your man Matty Ice, and I'm going to be doing a book review today of Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that last name correctly, but Baldree. But it's a fantasy story, which I meant like an act, like it's just fantasy, but it's like a nice calm fantasy. I'll kind of get into that a little bit. But this is actually his first ever book, and he released it. Since I think it initially first came out last year, back in 2022. So it's like initially released back in February of 2022. I think as like an online only book, like a Kindle book only, and but then I ended up getting a lot of support over the years and stuff, and yeah, it's just like not over the years, but I got some support over the past like year or so, to the point where it actually got released. But it got so much popularity online that it actually ended up getting a physical release last year. I think like towards the end of last year, and I forget who, but I heard someone talk about this, and I really wanted to check it out because of it. But yeah, this got physical release last year, and I do know they're making another one. I forget the name of it, but now it's like a bookshop. But now it seems like going to a bookshop now. But like, pretty much in this one though, it pretty much follows this girl named Viv, who was an org, and you know, she was a fighter. She got into battles, and but she was pretty much, you know, I don't want to do this anymore, and that she decided to open up a coffee shop in a city that didn't know coffee, because obviously it's fantasy, so that, you know, this is set like way back in the day, and so pretty much that it's about who they're trying to start a coffee shop and like the people she meets along the way and all that, and it's just super wholesome. Like she meets the succubus Chandri, who she helps her out as like a extra worker, like cashier type of person, and then there's later on this Thimble, who like he's like the cook, like he makes all these delicious food, which I want to try some of these recipes because they sound good. It's like croissant with chocolate in it and all of this. It sounds good, but and then Cal, who is like a construction, or such as he's like a, so it's like he's like a woodworker or something. Like he's a builder pretty much. Like he builds stuff, and it's pretty much just who kind of running a coffee shop this whole time. And obviously there's some other stuff going on, like the Madrigal, I think you pronounce it. That, like it's almost like the mob that owns that city, and then some other people like the stone, and then some other stuff that revolves around the stone in the story. But overall, it's a really just wholesome book. It's like I kind of wish I got this in the winter time. Like this seems like a fall or winter time book, and I definitely might have to give this another read because I really enjoyed it. But it's super wholesome. It just the whole thing just makes you feel like all warm inside, which is like I typically read just like more action packed stuff in my life. Like that's definitely my type of thing. It's like very action packed oriented. But this is just a nice little break. It's not a super long book. It's like 290 something pages, including the bonus story, which the bonus story is only like 20 something pages. But this is not really a complaint about the book itself, but I kind of wish that they put the bonus story in the beginning, and like I kind of wish he made it as like a chapter of itself, because like after the book ended, because it's like it ended on a super wholesome, like hot, like it's a super warm feeling. Like I kind of wish that like he put the bonus story in the beginning as just like a chapter, but I guess he didn't write the book. Like obviously, I'm assuming he didn't write the bonus story to after the book got popular. But I kind of wish he made it like a chapter to kind of give more, to kind of add more to the character of Phil and like her old squad that used to go out, and because with the end of this book, that there's obviously some stuff. It's like I don't know, but like it was still a good bonus story. I enjoyed it, but I felt like it could have been a better part if he just made it into like a couple of chapters in the very beginning of the story. That's my one I should say I don't want to say complaint, but that's my one little thing with it. But I saw that I really love this book, and like if you love fantasy, or if you just love wholesome, down to earth, just like nice, relaxing stuff, like a comfort read, I would definitely say check out Legends and Lattes. I think my score will be I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10 because it was really good, and I really loved the storytelling. Like it was really easy to follow, and was just easy to follow. Like, it was just wholesome and all that. Because some of these books, like especially in fantasy, people try to complicate it so much where it's like it's kind of hard to follow sometimes. And but this is not one of those books. And like, and that's always been one of the great things with fantasy. It's because like I love fantasy, but some of these people try to make it too complicated and too complex. But sometimes he doesn't need that simplicity, and that sometimes he just need that comfort, that warmth of just like, oh, it's so wholesome. And that book. So definitely go check it out if you can. Buy it, support the author because this is his first book and the sequel's coming out. So I'm excited. So go check it out. Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. See ya.